Hello and welcome to the Daily World Pod by ZebraTruth. I'm your host, my name is Matthew, and today we're discussing the latest world news with our expert, Julia Chan. Julia, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Matthew. It's great to be here. It's so exciting and happy Friday. I can't wait for the weekend to arrive.
Yep, tell me about it. So, let's dive right in. We've got a lot to cover today, from the U.S. economy to Formula One and even the Kentucky Derby. But first, let's talk about the latest job numbers published today in the United States. Julia, what do you make of the 177,000 jobs added in April?
Well, Matthew, it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, the labor market is still resilient and the unemployment rate remains steady at 4.2%. But on the other hand, the goods producing sector is sluggish, and manufacturing employment actually dropped by 1,000 jobs. It's a sign that the trade war is starting to take its toll.
That's interesting. And what about the impact of President Trump's tariffs? Are we seeing any signs of that yet?
Not yet, but economists are warning that the full effects are still to come. The Fed is expected to keep interest rates steady for now, but its Governor Jerome Powell has expressed concerns about potential inflation and economic slowdown due to the tariffs.
Okay, got it. And what about the president's budget proposal? President Trump held a press conference just now to present his tax plan. What are the key takeaways from that?
Yes, the budget proposal is quite symbolic, but it does reveal the administration's priorities. They're proposing cuts to health, education, and clean energy programs, while increasing spending on the military and border security. It's a clear shift in focus, and this administration has already taken this path in the first 100 days right. So buckle up for a thrilling ride through the FY 2026 budget proposal. Imagine a world where the budget is a roller coaster and we're about to hit some serious loops and drops. First, we're diving down into non-military discretionary spending, plummeting to $557 billion. That's a whopping $163 billion cut, so areas like education, environment, and foreign aid better hold on to their hats. But just as we catch our breath, we're launched skyward as defense spending soars by 13% to a record-breaking $1.01 trillion. It's a jaw-dropping shift in federal priorities, like going from a gentle carousel ride to a high-speed coaster in seconds. And the thrills don't stop there. Homeland Security funding is revving up with a 65% increase compared to FY 2025. It's like going from 0 to 60 in no time, all in the name of national security initiatives. But wait, there's a plot twist. An executive order is pulling the brakes on federal funding for NPR and PBS, directing the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to halt funds as much as legally possible. It's like a sudden stop that leaves you gasping for more. And the grand finale? Congress takes the stage with the power to approve, debate, and potentially modify the proposal before the October 1st fiscal year deadline. It's a high-stakes showdown, and you won't want to miss a second of the action.
Wow, that's a big shift. And what about the rest of the world? How are they reacting to these changes?
Well, Japan has already slashed its growth outlook due to the trade policies. And internationally, there are concerns about the impact on global trade and economic stability. Europe also led a record international rise in defense spending last year, according to a report from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI. European expenses rose in real terms by 17% to $693 million, spearheading a global rise of 9.4% to $2.7 trillion, marking the highest level of defense spending since the fall of communism in Europe, mostly driven by the war in Ukraine.
Okay, it looks like the whole world is buying weapons and preparing for war. That's definitely not good. Peace and love, that's my motto. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've got some interesting stories from the world of sports. Julia, what's the latest on the Formula One Miami Grand Prix?
Yes. The contract has been extended through 2041, making it the longest agreement in Formula One history. It's a big win for the sport, especially in the U.S. market. But teams are still adapting to the U.S. tariff impacts, and there are concerns about the North American market dynamics and sponsorships.
That's fascinating. And what about the Kentucky Derby? We've got some expert analysis on that as well.
Yes! The 2025 Kentucky Derby is shaping up to be an exciting event with several notable storylines. Luxor Cafe is a long shot with a strong pedigree, and expert analyst Michelle Yu is backing it to win. It's going to be a thrilling competition with a mix of favorites and long shots vying for the win.
Wow, I love the Kentucky Derby. I am actually a huge fan of horse racing. And finally, we've got a heartwarming story about Sister Inah Canabarro Lucas, the Brazilian nun who was the world's oldest person. She passed away at 116, but her legacy lives on.
Yes, it's a remarkable story, and it got me thinking about the insights from supercentenarians, people who live beyond 110 years. There are some commonalities like a positive outlook, stable and active lifestyles, and genetic factors. Ethel Caterham, now the world's oldest living person at 115, attributes her longevity to avoiding arguments and living life on her own terms. Jean Calment, who holds the record for the longest confirmed human lifespan at 122 years, benefited from a life of relative ease, with access to education and minimal stress. It's fascinating to learn from their experiences.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks, Julia, for sharing your expertise with us.
Thanks, Matthew. It was a pleasure. I had a wonderful time.
And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to the Daily World Pod by ZebraTruth. Don't forget to subscribe and download the ZebraTruth app for more updates on world news and analysis. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.